he'll be speaking for literally 20 minutes, so please do give him an amazing welcome when he comes to the stand. Now, we have Douglas Samarian, who's waiting to come to you, and Marie Diamond. So the Law of Attraction and the book The Secret. Marie Diamond is going to be on stage very shortly. She's an incredible lady. Has anybody read the book The Secret? Anybody read The Secret? Yeah, I know I have. Got John Martini. We've got also Jack Canfield. We've got the amazing Bob Cox in that book. Now Marie Diamond is one of the contributors to that book. She's absolutely incredible, and she's going to be along with us shortly. But for now, let's welcome the amazing Daniel Pryor to the stage, everybody! Go on, Daniel!
Raise your hand if you want to make a bigger impact and change more lives. Most of you, awesome, you're in the right place. Now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you one question that might change your life. Have you already realized that in order to change lives, in order to make a bigger impact, you need to have a strategy and the skills to make people buy from you? Who's realized that already? A couple of you, a few of you? Well done, you're already a lot more advanced than I was when I started. Because before I started my journey, things were different. But this journey has been so rewarding. This journey brought me to become the person I am. This journey brought me to become Daniel Pryor, the founder of Coach Eyes, author of multiple publications, books, and courses on sales and business. This journey made me who I am right now. Multiple seven-figure seller. I sold products, services in multiple different companies. I trained people in several different countries in 3 different languages. But no, it wasn't always that easy. And my journey started long ago, about 11 years ago. When I graduated my university, I got a degree with honors in engineering. And the engineering room, 2 or 3? Right. So what happens when you get a degree in engineering management? The last thing I wanted to do was to be an engineer. What I wanted to do, I wanted to work closely with people. First of all, being an engineer management means you want to optimize, but I didn't want to optimize machines. Machines are boring. Who wants to optimize machines? I want to optimize people. I want to help people share the message. I want to help people change their life. Also, to be honest, I didn't want to work 9 to 5. Because come on, who wants to work 9 to 5? Anyone who likes that? Who wants to be a business owner? Who wants to have freedom here? Who wants to have freedom? Most of you? Who wants to be their own boss? Who wants to be able to do what you want, whenever you want? Great, because I'm gonna that was what I thought when I started. But soon I realized that it wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy. I thought I would have no boss, but when I just started, I started as a life coach, my first business. I realized that it's not that easy to find clients. It's not that easy to make people buy from you, even with a great product. So what happened was I wasn't making enough money, and I got to the point where I wasn't making enough money to pay rent, and that's where I ended up. This was my bed for a long time. It's not even in bed. These are 3 chessboard tables in my local chess club, because yes, I'm a nerd, I'm a chess player. Any chess player in the room by any chance? Awesome. 2 chess players, great. 3, wow. I'm a nerd, semi-professional chess player. By the way, I'm going to tell you a secret about chess players. Many people that are not chess players, and you tell me if it's true, think that chess players are super smart, smarter than average, right? Yeah. I'm going to tell you the truth. That's not the case. Chess players are not smarter, it's just me. It's just me. So what happened was, I ended up not able to pay rent, sleep on a chessboard for a month. And that saved my life and saved my business. I'll tell you why. The main problem that I had, was that I was denying the real problems. The problem was, I thought it was normal. I thought that when you start a business, you're supposed to struggle. Yes, I'm a hustler. Who's a hustler? I'm a hustler. I'm grinding it out. Yeah. I thought it was romantic to sleep on the chessboard and think that you had a business, but I had no business. Because if you don't have sales, you don't have a business. If you don't have systems, you don't have a business. If you don't have a strategy, you don't have a business. So what saved me was the fact that one day, waking up in this smelly place, I realized that probably if I'm sleeping on a chessboard, I'm not in the right conditions to help other people. And that's what I wanted to do. So that's when I realized that I needed something different. I needed to do something different. And a lot of people out there don't have that luxury, because a lot of people out there, they're making just enough to keep where you want to be. You need to take action. You can't just keep waiting and pretend that it's normal. It's not normal. You're not supposed to struggle. You can have a successful business straight away. Just set yourself up to the highest level. And I'll show you today how you can do it. Good, everyone?
Yes.
So let me tell you first of all why this is so important. The reason this is so important is happening with this. Alright? The reason this is so important is this. How many of you here is able to squeeze oranges? Who can squeeze oranges? Most of you? The ones of you who can? You never tried? I'm pretty sure you can. If you can squeeze oranges, you can make probably orange juice is as good as this one. Do you agree?
Yes.
Now, which of the two would you rather buy? The left one or the right one? Who will buy the left one? Let's make this interactive. Come on, who will buy the left one? Some of you. Who will buy the right one? A few more. The ones that are undecided don't like orange juice, that's fine. This is what happened when this brand went through a massive rebranding. With this, before they changed the brand, with this particular packaging, they were making over 700 million in sales every year. 700 million. Now, you can all make orange juice, you're not making 700 million, right? Maybe not selling orange juice. What do you think that happened when they changed? The sales went down, 20% decrease, 30 million loss. After 2 months, they changed back immediately. But the reason is, it's not so much changing. The fact that they were changing without a strategy. We won't go into details of why that happened, but the main reason is they didn't have a strategy. And this is why this is so important. Because even if you're making just enough money to get by, you're losing 30 million in 2 months just because you don't have a strategy. So make sure that you take action today. And there's 3 reasons why people fail. How many?
3 reasons.
3 reasons why people fail. I'm going to tell you exactly what these 3 reasons are and what you can do to change that straight away. The first reason is lack of strategy. Lack of strategy, once again, as a chess player, we say it's better to have a bad plan than no plan at all. You might have heard people say, failing to plan is planning to fail. You absolutely need a strategy. Now, I'll tell you more. You need 4 strategies. How many?
4 strategies.
Whether you're starting a new business or if you have an existing business that you want to grow, you need 4 strategies. The first strategy you need, you might want to take note of this, the first strategy you need is your overall business strategy. Which strategy?
Overall business strategy.
The second one is your sales strategy. You want to know how to make people buy from you. What's the second one?
Sales.
Sales strategy. Good, you're doing good. Third strategy, attraction strategy. You want to be able to get people to notice you, the right people. What's the third one?
Attraction.
And the fourth strategy is a leverage strategy. You want to get the most of what you get. You want to get more with less. Who of you knows the concept of ROI, return on investment? You familiar with that? Mm-hmm. If you pay 500 and you get 1,000, what's your ROI? Who knows that?
500.
If you pay 500, you get 1,000, what's your ROI? Anyone?
500.
In percentage?
200.
100%, correct.
No,
It's better than him. Hold on. Come on. 100%. If you pay 100 and then you get 200, it's 100%. If you pay 500, you get 2,000, it's 300%. You want to know exactly what ROI is. If you can pay 500 and get 1,000, would that be good? Will you do that? I'll tell you what, most of you will do that, but some of you will not do that because of another reason. That is fear. Because when you're about to part with 500, you have fear. Even if you know you're making 1,000, 2,000, 300 ROIs, there's fear. And that's the opportunity for you. The opportunity for you, you're going to get the money that people with fear are not getting. Sound good? There's enough money in this world for all of us to be millionaires. in this room, maybe even billionaires. Who has this money? People out there. People out there have that money, and we will make that money when we overcome our fears. So the next point is mindset. But before we get to mindset, let me share with you this. Dan Lauritsen is a multi-serial seven-figure entrepreneur. You cannot say he didn't have strategies to get there. But after working together, you can simply convert more. So it doesn't matter if you're starting out or if you already have a successful business. With the right strategy, right system, you will simply convert more. Simply make more of what you have. Sound good?
Yes.
Now the next point is mindset. Big mistake is that some people have the wrong mindset. Do you know why some people have the wrong mindset? I'm going to tell you exactly why. Most people have the wrong mindset because of this. How many of you here have parents that when you were young told you to talk to a lot of strangers and ask for money? No one? No? Oh, it wasn't just me. I feel relieved. No one told you that. Your parents didn't tell you that. But guess what? When you do business, do you have to talk to strangers? Yes? I can hear you. Yes. Do you have to ask for money when you do business? Yes. You do have to do that. You want to talk to strangers, ask for money. That's you do as well. So you need to change that. Luckily, I have a solution for that, and I will show you that solution a little bit later on. And this works for everyone. Some people think that they cannot change. Some people think that they cannot learn new skills, that things are just supposed to be the way they are. That's not true. I've proved myself. I've learned skills at a late stage in life. I learned 3 languages, to fluency and proficiency in my 20s, and I worked with a lot of people that changed completely, sometimes over the course of a single weekend. Is it good to change something you have all your life just over the course of a single weekend? DJ Hamilton is a very, very skilled coach. He works with young sporting professionals. He has massive problems when it comes to asking for funds. One weekend, smash that completely. Change that completely. Now he's able to charge what is really, really worth. Who of you wants to charge what is really, really worth? Most of you. You should. The third problem is lack of support. I'm glad that you're here. That means you want to meet other people that are on the same journey. That's a great thing to do. Congratulations to that. What's important, however, is to have ongoing support. It's not enough just to go to an event and then go back to what you were doing before. Unfortunately, your family are not business coaches. Unfortunately, your friends are not necessarily on the same journey. So what you want to do, you don't want to be the lone wolf. I know it's a bit romantic to think, wow, I'm the lone wolf. Yes, I face adversity by myself. No one wants to be there. I don't know any successful person who's doing everything by themselves. I don't know anyone. And I'll tell you what. In front of adversities, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. And together we can fight. So keep that in mind. You want support. And you want support from your peers. You want support from people that have achieved just a little bit more than you. You don't need super gurus. You need to work with people that have achieved what you want to achieve. And you want also support from people that are on the same journey but not as advanced. Because you can teach them something or learn something at the same time. Sound good? Co-winner realized that at one of our workshops, it's not enough to be alone. She was in a job. She wanted to have her own business. What you need to do? You need ongoing support. So otherwise, you spend already 8 hours a day with people who are in a job. That's not enough. So you need somebody around you. Does it make sense to everyone? Yes?
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. Who here wants to make 6 figures a year? Who wants to make 7 figures a year? Also, it's not that difficult. You can see that when you have a plan, when you have a strategy, you can visualize that, and you're actually able to make that happen for you. So making 6 figures a year, look at that. You can sell a product for 1,000 to just 100 people. How many of you here have a product or would like to have a product you can sell for 1,000? Some of you got a product you can sell it for 1,000. Think about that. If you sell that product to 100 people, you have a 6-figure business. Can you do that?
Yes.
Do you see yourself doing that?
Yes.
How many of you here have a product that sells for 2,000? You got a product? If you sell your product for 2,000 to only 50 people, you have a 6-figure business. And now add the zero, you have a 7-figure business. So if your goal is 7 figures, just add the zero. 2,000 times 500, you have a 7-figure business. When you break the numbers down, it's not that hard. It's not that hard, and you can do that. How many of you would like to achieve that fast and reliably? How many of you? Awesome. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you the solution. Who wants the solution? Most of you. You want the solution because what you want to be able to is to have the right strategy, to have the right mindset, and to have the right support in order to make that a reality for you. This is precisely why I created something very special. And now, let me ask you a question. It took me 10 years to do this. It took me 10 years to learn what I've learned. It took me 10 years to get to the point I am right now. Maybe you're twice as smart as me, which is possible, and it will take you only 5 years by trial and error. Maybe you're 10 times as smart as me. It will take only 1 year. That's fair. But what if it could take you only 1 weekend? Only 1 weekend to fast track your way to success. Only 1 weekend to learn from our mistakes, learn from the mistakes of all the other coaches that have been through this. And just speed up your progress and get there straight away. Compress 10 years into simply 1 weekend. Who wants to do that? Many of you. Awesome. What's happening now is I've got something a little bit special that I'm going to share with you. And this is something I haven't shared with anyone here before. So look at this. This is your opportunity to get that over the course of a single weekend. The Next Level Business Bootcamp is happening in London, 9th and 10th of March. Make sure you're free on those days, because this is something very special. I don't know if I will ever do this again. I just want to invite you. It's a very, very special invitation. I'll tell you in a moment what you need to do to be there. What you're going to get there, which is crucial. First of all, you're going to get the pass to enter for 2 days. It's normally worth $997. You're going to get, if you decide to take action today, you're going to get that. That's not just that. When you come to the Next Level Business Bootcamp, you will also get full workbook. Because what I want to do is, I really, really want you to be able, after the event, to keep working on it. First of all, you will work at the event. As a matter of fact, let me come closer to you. Because this is what we do at these events. At these events, we're not just talking to you, we're talking with you. We all get to know each other more closely. We all know really what you want to achieve in your business. We find that out. And we work together on your business. So you already know some of the speakers. Armand is confirmed to come. Ari and Lily, or there in the back, are there as well. A couple more speakers. Mostly, we will be working on your business. We will develop strategies for you. We'll develop strategies for you, you just need to apply. And we'll apply the strategies at the bootcamp as well. Sound good, everyone? Yes. What's going to happen at the bootcamp is we're working together, first of all, to develop your own business strategy. How many of you here knows that you need a business strategy? If you have a business strategy already, we'll review your strategy, ensure that it's up to speed, top level. We'll all work together on that. It's not like taking a video course, it's not like going to talk. You will work together with us and get your strategy. You will also get your sales strategy. There's people that have paid over $1,000 just to work 1 hour with me and get this strategy done. You will get that. You will get that when you join the Next Level Business Bootcamp. Sound good, everyone? Yeah. Guess which is next? Your attraction strategy. Who would like to just do nothing and have people come to you? Who would like that? The right people ready to buy? Yeah? Are you? You? Who would like to have the right people coming to you to just work a couple of days, set something up, and forget? And you get people coming to you. If you want that, great. That's what you're going to get at the bootcamp. You're also going to get your leverage strategy. Because I want you to get more with less. Who wants to get more with less? You want to get more with less? More with less. That's precisely what we want. And you will get that. Tailored plan to get more with less. This is normally worth over £5,000. You won't have to pay anywhere near that today when you decide to join. Now let me tell you one thing. Adam is a very successful fitness coach. We started working together a few months ago. He was a personal trainer. Right now, after only a few months working together, he became manager of a gym and is currently building an app that is projected to be valued over $1 million. Sound good? Who would like to have $1 million business, £1 million business in a period of only a few months? A few of you. Awesome. That's what you want. Aim high. Aim high. Don't settle for less. That's what I was doing when I was lifting on the chest work. I was settling for less. And some of you are maybe quite happy with what you have. But you can aim for more, and that's why you want to come to the next level of this boot camp. Sound good, everyone? I'm going to do something special today, but this is not for everyone. This is not for everyone, and there's a reason why. I'm going to tell you exactly why this is not for everyone. And I'm also going to tell you one more lesson that I learned from chess. Would you like to hear one more? So first of all, today, this is the value of the boot camp for the ones of you that come to the next level of the boot camp. When you take action today, there's something very special that I'm going to do, and this is the value. This is the price. Now, I've asked you this question before. How many of you here can pay 500 and get 1,000 and consider that a good investment? You don't have to pay that if you join today. When you make your decision, right now, you will not have to pay anywhere near that. But there's a very specific reason for that, and I'm going to tell you in a moment. Let me ask you one question first. Very important question. You know the value of leverage, but let's take the money aspect away. If money wasn't an object, would you do what it takes to get where you want to be, to get your business to the next level? Yeah. Money was no object. Who of you would do that? Raise your hand. Raise your hand nice and high. Nice and high, a few of you. All right. Let me ask you one thing. If your hand is in the air, keep it high. If your hand is in the air, please stand up. Please stand up, because high energy equals what? Income. So please stand up. If your hand is in the air. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity only to a few of you, and you will not have to wait anywhere near that, but there's a reason. And before I tell you the reason, I'm going to share one more thing with you. When you make your decision today, you will get more. I'm going to share with you something very special, the Sales Mindset Secret video course. What happens here is that I've created a course that tackles your mindset and ensures you smash every limiting belief that you have because of your upbringing, because of your environment, because of anything. Remove every limiting belief and replace them with empowering one. Sound good? Yep. This is yours when you join today, and you're going to get lifetime updates as well. So you're going to stay up to date. You're going to make sure that your limiting beliefs will never interfere with your business ever again. You're also going to get 3-month access to our implementation community. I don't want you to just come to a bootcamp for 2 days and then be on your own. I want you to be able to work together. I want you to have peers. I want you to have a support group. So what you're going to have is 3 months of support where you can be with your peers, support each other, and make sure that you will achieve your goals no matter what. Sound good? The next thing you will get. Is this too good? Yeah. Maybe should skip this? Oh, you want it, yeah? The next thing you will get is 3. We're going to do 1 per month over the 3 months, 3 live Q&A calls. During these calls, you'll get your questions answered. And that's the important bit. What was limiting me was the inability to get access to people who give me answers. Now you will have that. You will have all the support that you need in order to be successful. Sound good, everyone? Yeah. So here's the deal. This is what today. Now let me ask you this question again. If money was no object, who would join us? If money was no object, a few of you, 1, 2, 3, please stand up, because I'm going to offer something very special that I've never offered before and I probably will never offer again. So if your hand is in the air, if money was no object, please stand up. Now, please follow me. Please follow me, because there's something that I want to teach you that I learned playing against chess grandmasters, and this lesson will change your life. So please come with me. Please come with me. There's one thing that I've learned. And in chess, we say that when somebody thinks for a long time, they're going to make a bad move. You know, when they tank and think and think and think, they're going to make a bad move. And this is really true. This is proven by stats. And the reason is, what we say in chess is, when a master thinks for 10 minutes, which is rare, 10 minutes is probably borderline, it means that it takes them 1 second to make the right decision, and 9 minutes, 59 seconds to convince themselves that it was the right decision. Anything more than that, they're just going to talk themselves out of it. That's what happens. So right now, you made your decision. Yeah, right now, you know exactly that you want to change lives. You know exactly that you want to achieve what you want to achieve. Now, you want to be like a chess grandmaster. You want to make a decision in under 10 minutes. So only for people that take less than 10 minutes, what we're going to do today, you will not have to pay this price only when you make your decision in less than 10 minutes. And if you're on the fence, come here. If you can make the date, come here as well and work it out. Only for the people that make the decision, less than 10 minutes. We go forms here, everyone's here. The price today is just 47 pounds. Only 47 pounds, you only have 10 minutes. So only for the next 10 minutes, get yourself registered. And if you're on the fence, if you're going to make the date, come here, we'll work that out for you. This is Daniel here. Thank you so much, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you at the boot camp.
When is it? 9. What date is it? We can't do it on the 8th, can we?
So listen, just now
What date?
a video, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to show you a video, and this is production. Literally taken care
I'm
of
considering that
itself.
one. That's a boot camp. I like it. I like it.
So they can make money while they sleep. The lessons he shares are not. Passive income is the foundation of all wealth. And no one can teach you how to create passive income better than the world's top passive income coach. He has personally created passive income streams that produce over 7 figures annually. And now, he teaches people just like you to create passive income so they can make money while they sleep. The lessons he shares are not theory. These are result-driven systems and strategies that will make you rich. Passive income has allowed Douglas Vermeer to spend time how he chooses, traveling the world, relaxing on the beach, driving the cars he wants, and living a lifestyle of freedom and ease. He can show you, step by step, exactly what to do to start living the life you deserve. With passive income, you'll quickly realize that true wealth is never created by trading time for money. You'll never do it with a job, and you'll never do it working in the traditional ways. You need to have the same systems and strategies of the rich. Douglas Vermeer can teach you this system and show you the fastest and most effective ways that passive income can be created for you right now. After a decade of learning and working directly with more than 400 of the world's top achievers, ABC, Fox, CNN, and others refer to Douglas Vermeer as the modern-day Napoleon Hill. He knows what the top achievers do and how they create passive income. And you can do the same. Get ready to learn from the best. Introducing Douglas Ramirez, the world's #1 passive income trainer.
Start moving forward. Because I got treats for people. Who wants one? Come on, start moving forward. Who wants one? Who wants one? Come on, move forward. Move forward. Building
Super
things.
Dave.
Who wants one? Who wants one? Come on, Brett. Here you go. Who wants one? Go, Bradley. I got a few left. Keep moving forward. There you go. Keep moving forward. Come on. Last one. Last one. All right, move forward. We're gonna have to come on. Come on up. All right. Forget my lights, please. How is everybody?
Good.
Ready for another pitch?
Yes,
Nobody wants another pitch, right?
we do.
We're not here for that. Instead, we're going to do something really special with you guys today. This clicker will work. Kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. There we go. Okay. I think there's a delay on this thing. Okay. Who's having fun so far today there? Who learned something very valuable here already today? Okay? So, what I want to know is how many here are interested to make some more money in their life? Okay? The finances is important to you. Can I tell you something? How many business owners do I have in the room right now? Put up your hand. Here's the deal, folks. If you don't make a profit, you do not get the privilege to continue a business.
It's very
So this
good.
is probably going to be the most important presentation that you've had all day. Now, like I said, I'm going to try and teach you some interesting things, but as we do, I want to share with you who this presentation is for. Okay? So if this is you, I want you to resonate with it if it's you, okay? So stress around money. Who wants that? Less stress around money. And move up, guys. We'll be in the back, because I've got more prizes and things we're going to give away. There's some things we're going to do, so move up, okay? Who would like to have more income? Just in general, more income. Okay, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to share that with you too. Who would like to have, boy, this clicker sucks. Who would like to have more freedom to choose? Right? So the things in your life that you're dealing with right now, you will have more freedom to choose. We're going to accomplish that in a minute. Next, who would like to have more time to do what they want in their life? The things that you really want, the things that are important to you. And by the way, sometimes, I recognize this, sometimes the things that we really, really want, we also don't talk about that much. Because some people might look at those and say, that's a ridiculous idea. But we don't want to have to ask for permission. If we want to do something, and it's, safe, it's legal, it's kind, and all these things, we can just do it. We can just do it. Isn't that a good thing? Okay? And here's my favorite. How many want to fire your boss or crappy customers? Right? Okay, so here's one of the things that's interesting. As I went out and I interviewed more than 400 of the world's top achievers, and we'll talk about that in a minute here. One of the guys that I interviewed, multi-millionaire, gave me this advice about my business. He said, you always want to run a business, not a babysitting service, right? So I'm telling you right now, you might have customers that you want to fire. Today we're going to talk about how to do that. Now, how many resonated with one or more of those things that they want to do? Okay? That's awesome. We've had students just like you who have done the same thing, and I'm going to talk about their success stories, and more importantly, how they did it. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about this. I decided, what am I going to name this program, or what am I going to name this presentation with you today? The first thought I thought that I wanted to share, like the first title I thought would be good for you, would be maybe the proven system to abundance and freedom in less than 30 days, no matter what your starting point. What do you guys feel about that title? Is that a good title for what we can do here? Is that telling something you want to do? Within 30 days, you've got freedom and abundance coming to you, and I don't care where you're starting. I've had students who've actually been in debt, people who had foreclosures going on, people in the midst of bankruptcy where everything was being taken away, people in the midst of divorce where things were being divided down the middle. By the way, here's a funny joke. Did you guys see the new Barbie that just came out? It's called Divorce Barbie. It comes with all the Ken stuff.
Okay, get it? Get it? Okay, so that was the first idea for the title on this. For those of you that got this, thank you. Okay, I'm here all night, right? But then I thought maybe I want to just call it Escape the Rat Race, right? Because this is it. You know, it's so interesting. I'm working on a new movie right now. We were just down at, what was the train station called? One of your big busy train stations here. Waterloo. I was at Waterloo. And you know what's so interesting is I stood in the middle for about 5 minutes there at around, 6 o'clock, 6:30 as people were coming home from work. And I thought to myself, wow, this is what the rat race looks like, right? And you know what Robert Kiyosaki said about the rat race? Even if you win, you're still a rat. Right? So I thought maybe a better title for this would be Don't Be a Rat. Right? Don't be a rat. So, who here wants to stay a rat or be a rat or continue a rat existence? Right? There's got to be more to life than just a chunk of cheese at the end of a maze, right guys? So I want to talk about that today. Now, to begin, in all fairness, let me share with you just a thought from a couple of my students that have been through a program I have called Escape the Rat Race. Listen carefully, not that you want to admire what they're doing, but ask yourself, are these the kind of results that I would like in my life? And of course, we love this clicker. All right. You just put it straight out, whatever you want. I'll point out 122%.
And do it in a way that offers you complete support. I totally recommend this program, and I'm very excited about my next investment.
I learned a lot from the program. There's a lot of knowledge and experience. These guys are very professional on what they do. I learned a lot about money and how to deal with my finances. So I got my first text, and it's real, so it's awesome. I definitely recommend the program.
Since the beginning of this year, getting to know Doug, I earned more money this year than I had done in the whole of last year put together. That's by the time
Do you remember
March 2018.
He took me to his place
Oh yeah, and it's very fun to be around. What a great guy.
after Roger Hamilton.
And you're going to love me too, because we always love people that make us money, right?
Yes.
Right? So she did her entire year last year inside of 3 months. Now, I don't know how much you guys make. Leah Raymond shared an interesting statistic yesterday that the average person in the UK is doing $26,000 per year. I think that's terrible if that's true. I don't know if it is. But if it is for you, how would you like to do that instead of a year, instead of, do it 3 months? Right? I'm going to also teach you how to do that without making what I call the trade. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Now, some of you may be wondering, who is this kid up here talking from Canada? What's his story? So I want to kind of give you guys just a little bit about, oh boy, I'd be fast to do this on film script. Hey guys? Is this okay, so there's my family. That's how I grew up. Oh gosh, this is like the worst clicker in the whole planet. Okay, there's supposed to be a little thing that comes up that says it's me. Can anybody guess which one is me? Okay, this is me. I know I'm not a twin. There's actually 4 boys, including me, in our family. But the thing that I want to point out here is when a family does a picture, typically don't they choose the best looking room in their house? This was our best looking room. My father worked in construction. My mother babysat kids in the home. If you look, even the potted plants that are there actually don't really have a pot. That's the one that you buy them in. Remember? Okay? There's no artwork on the thing. That's our family couch. I was literally raised in massive poverty. My parents' idea of working smarter was actually to work harder. And it wasn't working. Even in high school, I was wearing hand-me-downs. And in fact, our food in our home was rationed. My mother was babysitting kids. And so even as a teenager, if I wanted a glass of milk, I needed to ask for permission. And if one of my brothers snuck in and got the milk before I did, guess who wouldn't have milk for that week? I was really in a dire circumstance. Now, I don't say this to have you feel sorry for me. But what I'm saying is, I don't care where you're starting with today, you can change your situation. Wherever you're at, I don't care even if you're, on the verge of bankruptcy or, you've lost everything and you're deep in debt and things aren't going right. You're you will change everything. Today, my goal is really to share with you, look, this thing is just, I don't know what's happening here. Let's go back to this. today I want to share with you guys 3 secrets. The 3 secrets are, I'm going to show you what the wealthy really do to create freedom. It's going to surprise you. So take some careful notes. And as you see what they do, I can promise you that whether you buy a program from me or not, or continue the relationship with me or not, your life is going to change. There are some things that today you're going to be able to do on your own, immediately. The second thing I'm going to show you is why average people can never do this. The truth of the matter is that average people never get extraordinary results. That's why they're average. Now, Armin talked about him doing taekwondo and all this kind of stuff. I'm actually a mixed martial arts competitor. I'm a 2-time gold medal champion for Western Canada and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so, yeah, I'm not asking for applause. And you don't believe me, push me, find out. Okay, but in all seriousness, I'll show you some pictures in a minute, but the one question I always get asked by a lot of people is how long does it take the average person to get a black belt? Anybody know my answer? Average people don't get black belts. And the same is true in life. Average people never rise to the high pinnacles of success. You've got to decide today to become extraordinary and trust in your brilliance. On a side note of that, when I interviewed the top achievers, I found something that will really make it surprise you. Something that a lot of the gurus teach that's completely wrong. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
They say to become successful, you need to step out of your comfort zone. How many have heard this before? Bullshit. It's not true. If you look at what top achievers do, like for example, my comfort zone, I don't do my own dental work. That's uncomfortable to me. I don't cut my own hair. I couldn't do that, right? There's so many things I don't do. What top achievers do is they're master delegators. So instead of getting into a comfort zone or out of a comfort zone, we get into our brilliant zone. Listen to that carefully. Our brilliant zone, and we delegate the rest. Right? So when people come to me and ask me, what do you do for a living? Ask me right now.
Delegate.
What do you do for a living, Doug?
Delegate.
As little as possible, and I delegate the rest.
Right.
That's what top achievers do. So you find your brilliance, tuck deep into that which you're really good at, because that's what people will pay you for. You know, I know we've got a filmmaker here. If your job is filmmaker, people are not going to necessarily pay you to cut their lawn, right? You're never going to make money cutting a lawn. So you've got to delegate that kind of crap away and focus on where your real strengths are. Okay? Next thing is I wanted to share you're closer than you think. You already know this in your heart. There's brilliance within you. There's things that some of you do or have done that have been very successful for you in the past. People have valued you and validated you because of that, and that's what you need to dial into. In fact, let's even just see if I've got you a pen here. And I know I've already given you some of the teaching, is they figure, sorry, this pen sucks. This one sucks. PUP, okay, you guys see that, right? Oh, thank you. So, most people feel like their success comes from inside their passion and their purpose, right? I'm here to tell you that's not true. A lot of gurus tell you, go find what you're passionate about, you'll be successful. That's actually pretty selfish, if you think about it. You're focused on what is important to you. Remember what Zig Ziglar said? He said, if you want to get something, you've got to help other people get what they want. Warren Buffett also said it really good. What you love about you is actually your hobby. What other people love about you. When I tell you the key to success here isn't to focus on your passion and purpose. It's to find where your passion and purpose actually overlap the passion and purpose of other people. And this is where you're going to be successful, where you can provide value, and you're still excited about it. And you're going to make money there. The other thing too is, if you think about it, your passion and purpose, unless you're validated, meaning other people say, I appreciate the work that you do, you're going to have a really hard time continuing. Right? So you're closer than you think, but you might not recognize the formula yet on how to get there. Now, as I'm sharing this, is it okay if I just kind of tell you a little bit about my journey? You guys know, again, I was broke, I didn't have a lot of money, I didn't have hardly anything. So, kind of what happened, there we go, me. My parents, like I said, were stuck in the poverty pattern. Now, I know this is a funny picture, right? 2 people in a washer dryer. But here's a couple things about this poverty pattern. You know, they work and pay. Work and pay, work and pay, work and pay. Sounds like a laundry machine, right? But you notice that their hands are stuck inside. There's not a lot of room for movement. So to get out and grab one of your dreams when you're stuck in the rinse cycle, so to speak, is very difficult to do. And that's why most people never do it. Well, the other thing that I think is crazy about this, 2 things. One, there's not a lot of room for anyone else. Right? And so if you are a healer, if you're a coach, if you're a speaker, if you're someone who's got a business that's valuable to other people, including a lot of other people in that. Because you can only have so many people along for the ride when you're broke. Right? Jim Rohn also said it this way in terms of charity. He said you can't give from an empty piggy bank. Now here's the last thing that I find ridiculous is they're actually happy to be there. Most people who are broke are content with it, right? We rise to the standards we set for ourselves. So today, my challenge to you is to rise in terms of your standards, to level up. You know in your heart already that you are worth more and that more is available to you. Feel that right now. Life is not meant to be shrunk down. And by the way, for those of you who follow me on Fox and CNN and all that kind of stuff, you notice I'm always getting in arguments with some of the financial gurus who say, like Susie Orman or Dave Ramsey, who says, you gotta shrink the budget. Well, the truth of the matter is we're here to live. So rather than look at ways to shrink, it's just as much work to look for things on how to grow. So I'm going to encourage you, let's shift our perspective. Top achievers do not look at obstacles, they look at opportunities. We never ask, how much does something cost? We always ask, how much will it make me? If something costs $1 million and we lose it all, okay, that's $1 million. But if something costs $1 million and we make 10, did it really cost anything at all? So we look for expansion. By the way, the universe is an echo chamber. You might want to write this down. My friend Marie Diamond is definitely going to be talking about this today. So the universe is an echo chamber.
Universe is echo chambers.
Hesitation, doubt, challenge, scarcity, jealousy, all those things will come back to you. But if you approach it with boldness, with confidence, believing in yourself, you will be amazed at what appears to you. So we don't want that. So here's me. I was about 19 at the time. Believing what my parents taught me, the idea to become working smarter or rich was to work harder. So I took a job selling pest control door to door in California. Anybody do door to door sales? Right? How did that work out? Okay? If you want to know rejection, that's door to door sales, right? So who's my door to door sellers here? Oh, my heart goes to you guys. I've been there. I even got pushed off the step once to do bushes. Right? Like it's crazy. So I know rejection. And you used to, but couldn't handle rejection, right? And it's okay. Here's the deal. One summer it was estimated I knocked on 22,000 doors. And it left me feeling great. Okay? All right? Here's the challenge. The real challenge, quite frankly, is it really did leave me feeling terrible. And not just because it was hard work, but because I was also carrying a lot of debt at the time. I was a student. I had my student loan. I had just bought a car. I had the car payments. I had credit card payments that were due. I was definitely in a very negative position. In fact, I remember going into a supermarket. Get this, guys, you're going to laugh your head off. I put down a loaf of bread, 4 instant noodles, you know, the itchy bad ones that you just make with water, and a jug of milk. And it went through, ding, 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 right? Came to $4.22. I took out my card, declined. Now, what was worse is the girl who ran me through was in one of my classes at school. I was afraid she would recognize me, right? And I was out of there. But $4.22, I couldn't even clear on my debit card. I was super distressed. At that time, I'll be honest with you, I was on the verge of quitting. I don't mind even being vulnerable for a minute here. I actually, even at one point, contemplated taking my life. Now, a 19-year-old who's that far in debt with no success, that's a very foolish thing with so much of your life ahead. Well, thank goodness there was a friend of our family that recognized where I was heading. And he said to me, I was sitting on a park bench at the time, near the office, not wanting to go in to go sell more pest control. And he said, and he came to me and he said, I've got a gift for you. Well, I wasn't too optimistic, but I felt like he was going to rescue me, so I listened, right? Isn't that an interesting word? We often look for a rescuer. Never going to come, folks, you're it. Tag, you're it. And he gave me 2 powerful books, which were supposed to come up there. Think and Grow Rich, and How to Win Friends and Influence People. How many have read either of those books or both? Cool. So this was my first experience with personal development. Oh, and then there's that. Okay. This was my first experience with personal development. I had never, ever even heard of these kind of books before. I didn't know that my mind could change. Well, as he handed me How to Win Friends and Influence People, he said to me, the first person you need to become friends with is yourself. Agreed? Okay? And when we expand who we are, we get to expand what we have. That's where we're writing down. Right? We've got to be it before we can do it, before we can have it. Most people don't understand that. And they think they can just buy something to do, and then they'll have it. You've got to be it first. I really love what Alan talked about too. Really good at work. What's that? Oh, he's doing a Facebook Live. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to listen more carefully. buy a ticket next time I get here. Here's the other thing, is the second book, Think and Grow Rich, really had my attention. Especially the word rich. Anybody got their attention taken away when they saw the word rich? Okay, who's read that book, by the way, just so I can understand? Okay, so here's the deal. When I read that book, just like you, I was blown away by the ideas inside it. The concepts were amazing. But the thing that impressed me the most is that Napoleon Hill, to write that book, he went out and interviewed more than 400 of the world's top achievers in his day. People like Thomas Edison and Henry Ford and the Rockefellers and everybody else. Can you imagine sitting with Henry Ford and getting these ideas around how he built his empire, and you can't include the stuff in the book, right? Or sitting with the Wright brothers, who built the first airplane, and hearing about some of their struggles, which he doesn't really cover a lot of that. I'll be honest, I became very jealous. In fact, I can take some pictures instead of this video. I became very jealous, and I decided I wanted to go out and I wanted to interview top achievers in our day. So I started with a multi-millionaire that I knew. I asked him if he would start mentoring me. And so he began to, and after about 6 months or so, he asked me a question. He said, you know, you talked to me about a lot of successful things here, but there's one question you've not asked me yet. And I said, well, what's that? He said, you haven't asked me who else I know that you should talk to. So write that down, because I began to now ask that of every successful person I ever met. Now, I don't have pictures of all the 400 that I got a chance to spend time with, but I'm going to put some up here, and I want to see if you recognize any famous faces. Some of these people, by the way, are still connected to me and mentors today. I think we saw, oh boy, this is just brutal. Anybody recognize anybody there? Yeah, Trump was included, but some of my favorites include, we've got the band, Def Leppard, we've got George Lopez. This lady up here is incredible, Elizabeth McCormick. She is the U.S. Army's first ever female Black Hawk helicopter pilot. Isn't that kind of neat? We've got people like, there's Gary Vaynerchuk, there's Cuba Gooding Jr., here's Richard Dreyfuss, John DeMartini is now one of my best friends. There's Mike Tyson, and yeah, he and I squared off. I have to admit, I was so tempted to just rush him, and I thought, this is Mike Tyson. You know, miss all the people from there on over, right? So I skipped that. Richard Kiel, John from James Bond movies, Billy Idol. Had a chance to connect with, this here is actually Brian Smith, the founder of Boots. By the way, every year we do a cruise with my students, where we bring people along with us, and it's not one of these cruises where there's a VIP ticket, you can only access certain people. Everybody's VIP on my boat. Brian Smith is going to be with us on the next one. Same thing with Bob Doyle from Secret. Marie Diamond will also be there for Secret, and we limited it to 50 people. So you'll get to know these guys really well. How many have ever paid to get a picture taken and they're holding your book and you're holding the book on? Anybody ever done that? Okay, here's the deal, folks. We know they're not really your friend. We know you pay for that. But if you're sitting on a beach with snorkeling equipment, now we know that you guys are buddies. So if you want to come on a cruise like this, reach out to me and I'll share with you. This is Vicente Fox. He's the president of Mexico, the former president of Mexico. By the way, 4th of March, I'm meeting Barack Obama, so that'll be kind of cool. Hey, there's Marie in the corner. I put a picture in there just for you. And there's her son. Check him out, awesome musician. Okay, Panina Tornay, the creator of one of the all-time best-selling wedding dress companies that's out there, right? Some of you guys know, here's Martin Roberts, you guys know him in the UK. Graham Lasso from Stock. Like, I've got tons of people that we've met, right? Here again, Kevin Smith. This is actually, Eddie the Eagle. You guys remember Eddie the Eagle, who was in the Olympics that didn't have any experience and went off the ski in my hometown of Calgary? Okay, there's Bob Proctor. We got Academy Award winner, there's Christopher Lloyd. Remember Back to the Future? Marty! Remember that guy? Okay, so we've got all these neat things. But let me show you a couple of my faves that are really neat. There's Seal, okay, Jay Leno. This list just goes on. This one's one of my favorites. This is Nichelle Nichols. Who likes Star Trek here? You guys remember Uhura? She became a sweetheart to me. She became one of my best buddies as a kid. She's now in a senior's home. But for several events that she and I got to know each other with, I pushed her around in a wheelchair when we became buddies, and she told me some really cool stories. One of them in specific, I don't know if you guys knew this, in the 1960s there was some civil unrest when it came to racial relations in the United States. Anyway, she had some people in the Star Trek cast very prejudiced against African Americans, and they told her, you pack up your crap and get out of here, we don't want you here. You should just get on a bridge of a spaceship, you need to be cleaning in the house. And she was in tears. And she was about to quit Star Trek, and this happened day after day after day. She said, I'm going to quit. Well, all of a sudden, the telephone rang one day at her home, and she picked it up, and a voice on the other end said, Michelle, you ain't quitting. She said, pardon me, who is this? Mind your own business. And on the voice on the other end said, it's Martin Luther King Jr. You're not going to quit. So she did quit. In fact, she wrote history with a lot of things. She actually introduced females in the NASA space program. She's here's another fun one. This is one of my mentors that I currently still meet with every single week. Brian Stout, he's worth about $800 million. I meet with him every Friday. You can follow me on social media, and there's my little podcast there. I actually share nuggets from Brian all the time. I know there's not a lot of time, but I do want to share one cool nugget when people get wrong. How many have heard this idea that if you want to be rich, you got to pay yourself first? How many have heard that? Most people do it wrong. Brian explained it to me this way. That's paying ourselves first. That means our family goes into the boat, then we bring our golden goose. In other words, the guy who can hunt, the guy who can fish, the guy who can signal players, everything else. Paying yourself first means taking care of your business and your employees first, and you generally get paid last. That's paying yourself first. And the interesting thing is all the top achievers that I ever interviewed, many of them went without while they built their business. Rather than feeding themselves first, their business now feeds them forever. So just think about that, very important. Here's another one that's kind of cool. It will work. Oh, yeah. Oprah Winfrey, right? We won't spend a lot of time talking about what Oprah shared in talk, but she's amazing. I'll say that for another time. And then here's Ellen DeGeneres. I gotta get going because there's time. Oh yeah, well this is all great. Ellen DeGeneres, okay? Probably now the most powerful lady on television today. So again, great lessons taught by Ellen. So here's something I just want to throw out there. I'm not selling this today, I'm not inviting it, but I want to share with you guys. A lot of people ask, what did you learn from these people? Well, we've got actually a multi-day program called Personal Power Mastery where I teach it. Many people have compared it to Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within. It's now rated the top #3 program in the world, under Tony and then one other guy in Australia. But you'll notice who comes to my event. There's Bob Proctor. I've got Barnett Bain, who's the Academy Award winner behind the movie What Dreams May Come True Jr. and Rob Williams. He also did the movie Film Secret. There's John DeMartini. John is actually one of my best friends, so he shows up at a lot of my events. Up top, we've got George McGovern. And some of you might have even been there. Were you there? Okay, so George is the #1 music conductor in the world. And he came and taught our people how to conduct. And what was really funny, remember that, Philip? He basically sat in the audience when we knew who he was for multiple times. Up top in the corner, we've got Crystal Nicole Jones, who's also coming on the cruise. She just won the Food Network's Cupcake Wars. And it was really kind of cool. On my birthday, she brought me cupcakes, which was pretty cool. Okay? So if anyone's interested in that, just drop me a note sometime. I'll put you on our list. I'll tell you, we do this event in London about once a year. Just reach out to me if you're interested. So what happened to me from those interviews? As a 19-year-old, let me share with you what happened. And the reason I do this is because this is what happens to you. Not only does success include, success is actually a formula. And if you do the right things in the right way, I like to say that money is like making cupcakes. Once you get the recipe, you can make as many as you want. So, what I did in my first 6 months as a 19-year-old, I did $1.6 million, about $9,000 a day. I now experience absolute freedom. Raymond Air was talking about how he takes one vacation every single month. You know what? I work about 3 days every single month. That's about it. I don't do a lot of work. In fact, I know this is going to sound silly as an idea of my choice, but here's the deal. When you have money, you can do your choice. Maybe it's sitting on a beach. I like beaches, but not forever, right? Really antsy there. My favorite thing that I do is actually, I've got 2 grandkids. You heard it right. We're the primary caregivers of our grandkids. I love to take the kids to school. I love to go to school concerts. I love to dress up for Halloween. I love to be part of the sports days. That's my idea of freedom life. Okay? Now yours might be different, but that's my priority. Okay? Here I get to hang out with friends. In fact, what's really kind of interesting is there's 2 billionaires in that picture. No, I'm not one of them yet. But I get to hang out with people at a high level. You've heard it said that if you hang out with 4 losers, you become the 5th. So my question is, why aren't you leveling up your networking? Right? I'm going to show you guys also how to do that. Okay? And by the way, it doesn't take money to hang out with people with money. People with money have a little bit of different rules than what the media and television portray. They're a lot more kind and giving if you approach them in the right way. Now, I love to give back. In fact, I'm going to point out this. Vicki was with us. We were the other day at the Great Ormond Hospital with Dr. Mackey here. We gave a check want the freedom of being able, thank you, of being able to give back and create legacy. Because here's the truth, folks, is, you know, at the beginning of money, for most people, it's survival. But once you get survival and security, then you move up to this sort of toy phase, where you get to buy the stuff that you like and you really want. That gets old pretty quick, but it's really, really fun. Soon you get up to what's called significance. And that's where you're going to start making a difference. And by the way, that is me dressed up as Charlie Chaplin with my wife. This is a charity that actually raises funds for single moms who live on the streets with their kids, which I think is a tragedy. So make me a promise right now, put your hand on your heart, everybody do it. And when you become wealthy, I want you to promise that you will give back. And by the way, if you say no, that you're not going to, you're not welcome with my courses. I only want people that are going to give back. So I will
give back.
Okay, so make sure that you do. So you want to have those choices. The next thing here is the Yes You Can Have Fun. That's me in front of one of the cars we bought. We're actually chatting in the back about this. Raymond's talking about Tesla. He's been trying to convince me, by the way, to buy one for years. This is a Ferrari 360 Medina Spider. I'm happy to pay for the gas. I don't need to pay a pound of electricity to drive a car I don't like. I'm going to drive this one. Okay? Is there anybody with me on that? This video is going to get back to him, and I'm going to get hate mail, right? I'm going to get hate mail. And so I just want to share this with me doing my hobby, this jiu-jitsu. There's me double medaling. But I want to show you something funny. It comes with a price. I just thought I'd throw a picture of one of the best black eyes that I ever got. And I had to do a speaking event actually about a day or two after. So yeah, that is a shiner there. I got headbutted right in the face. It happened. Come talk to me later. Compare injuries. I'll show you scars. It's awesome. Okay, you can have that hobby if you wish. Do I see any takers? Not so much. Okay. One of my other hobbies is film. So I've created 3 of the top 10 personal development movies of all time. I've also got a deal for several more. So here's the 3. We did The Opus. It featured people like Jack Canfield, Mark Hansen, Joe Vitale, Morris Goodman, Bob Doyle, Marcy Shymock, all the games that you guys know. Maria's in that film. We've also got John DiMartini, John Gray did Dinner from Mars, from Venus. Boy, is these girls like some help. And I think Raymond already did a joke like that, didn't he? Anyway. And several other really talented people. Now, by the way, can I share with you something really kind of cool? I was also reading every success book I could get my hands on at the same time. And for those of you who follow my social media, you know I read about 30 books a month. That's a lot of books. I'm a lot of airplanes. But what I found is there's a real disconnect between what successful people do and what top achievers really do. What the books teach. What they really do versus what's taught. And one of the biggest disconnects is that top achievers actually are high practicers of gratitude. What we have gratitude for expands in our lives. They don't think from a scarcity point of view, they're always there from gratitude. So that's a good lesson. The last one is called the treasure map. I want to show you the trailer of it quick. I know we've got a limited amount of time. Sound guy, are you ready? Probably not, hey? Let's see. We're just going to show you this quick. Did it start? Of course it did. Take a light for a quick second.
There is a mystery known only to less than 1% of the world's population. This enigma contains the keys to wealth, abundance, and untold prosperity. Are you ready to receive this treasure map?
There is a way to win this game that is different than how you're doing it, and it is winnable. I believe we are living in the greatest time in human history.
Being wealthy is a direct reflection of the lives you're serving.
The more you can confront, the greater wealth and abundance you can have.
You can connect. Wealth and abundance are within everyone's reach.
We have so many chances to succeed that failure is just feedback.
So you need development and wealth. If you do that, there's no reason why you can't live the abundant life and have the wealth and the finances that you desire and deserve.
Cool, who wants coffee? What? All right, lights back up, please. Okay, so I'm also working on a new movie right now. This was, I don't know if you recognize this location, Buckingham Palace. It's actually a reality show and a movie I've been invited to do in Canada. That's called Never Work Again, where I travel the world and live the path away from lifestyle and show how it's done. So we shot some of this in your backyard. By the way, how many of you interested to be seen a movie like that, a career changer, please reach out to me after, because I'm doing another one right now called How Thoughts Become Things. We've got Bob Proctor, John DeMartini, Maria's being shot for that one, and I've got a few other cool secret surprises. But we've done a few of these movies now, and they are game changers. My first movie, The Opus, Random House picked it up in 23 languages worldwide. It's a really good way to open up your opportunities for you. So come reach out to me. So we're almost done the About Me. I've written several of the books for the Guerrilla Marketing Series, including Guerrilla Millionaire and a few others. Raymond said have a book, so I got a few. I've also been on several magazine covers. In fact, there's a recent one, but here is a new one. This is one that is actually on the newsstand right now in Canada. You see me next to Forbes. Vicky already asked for it. Bug her if you want to read it. Yeah, I'm regular on all the news networks, including Fox. Write this quote down. Passive income is more easily created in your area of expertise and passion. Right? So don't get out of your zone. Stay in your lane. That's where your wealth is going to be. Don't reach far in the distance to be something you're not. And then Money Magazine rated me as the #1 passive income coach in the world right now. And I tell you the real reason why that is because all the other guys teaching passive income are telling you have to do it online. I'm here to tell you that passive income has existed long before the internet. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. Yes, you can do it online. It's about 30% of my income actually, well, not even that, maybe 50% is better, comes from online activities. The balance of it is all offline, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, so keep going. Why is this all important to you? Why is all this what I just talked about important to you? Simply because, oh, that's great, I don't work as hard as you do. I promise you, I don't work as hard as you do. Now, if we were to take a look, if I were to sit with each one of you and talk about the frustrations that are in your life, I guarantee right away some of you will even say the fact that I need to get up and go to work tomorrow. You need to get up, you need to sit on a smelly tube, you need to sit next to people you don't like, you get to the office, you got a boss that you don't like, you have unrealistic expectations about what you're supposed to do, you've got places that you have to be, you're trading your time for money, you've got difficult to please customers, and all kinds of other things that are in there that you don't need. I personally believe that humans were really never meant to be kept in a cage, right? That's the rat race. You're there filling someone else's requirements, and there's things that you're missing out on. To give you an example, even the most gifted, most inspirational people in the world are making a trade. How many have heard of Stan Lee before? What is Stan Lee known for? Just shout it out. Marvel, he is the creator of Spider-Man. He's the creator of the Hulk, the Thor, Iron Man. He's the creator of the Avengers, the Fantastic Four. Can I tell you something that was interesting about this whole relationship that he has with Marvel? He was always just an employee. So how much money has Spider-Man made over the years? You know, he did it as an employee, worked for hire. He did not get a royalty on every time Spider-Man showed his face because he was an employee. So even your best idea that you're an employee, someone else will get paid. It's time to change the equation, what you say? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. This is what I want to share. You also need your time back. And by the way, time is the only thing that you'll never get back. I was sitting once having a milkshake with Frank McGuire, who was the former VP of all marketing for all of KFC, American Airlines. He was also aide in the White House under Lyndon B. Johnson and JFK. He was also one of the 4 founders of Federal Express. Frank became like a grandpa of mine. He used to come to our house and have Thanksgiving dinner. We're sitting having a milkshake, and he said to me once, you know what the most expensive thing in the world is? Anybody want to get it?
Time.
Okay, you know, they had to already talk about it. Some people say time. Well, I'm going to say that it's ignorance. And the reason why is because it costs you money, keeps you from making money, but most importantly, it costs you time. Ignorance. Because we fall into this learning curve of trying to figure things out on our own. I'm going to talk later on about 3 things that I think are the most expensive, but definitely ignorance is day number 1. I do my life with business hours. I choose this, right? I don't have to be somewhere, right? Well, unless my wife runs for me. That's the only obligation I have, but I chose that, right? So, secret number 1. Let's talk about what the wealthy do to create freedom. We're going to try and do this quick. 2 ways that money arrives, actually. They are in an event or stream. Let me use the example. An event is something like a one-time thing. Like you sell a property and you get a bunch of money off of that. You get a bonus at work. That's an event. You get a bunch of money off that. You get your tax returns. There's a bunch of money off that. Maybe someone dies and leaves you an inheritance. You get a bunch of money off of that. Maybe you win the lottery. That's a bunch of money. But these are all one-time events, right? Now, streams are a little different. Sometimes they're not as much, but they're predictable. They're reliable. They come again and again and again. Now let me ask, if you were having this compared to, say, your heart, what would you rather have? An event that pumps blood once every 6 months? Or would you rather have regular blood pumping?
Regular
And
blood.
it's the same with income. You want regular, reoccurring streams that will be there for you every single time. Now, most people know this, but the way they solve this stream question is they go get a job, right? You've got one income stream that's paying you. Now, the fallacy of this, many people think this is highly secure. But we've seen many economic conditions where layoffs have occurred, or companies have downsized, or they cut the hours, or whatever it is, where you can't necessarily count on that. Now, I said there's a trade. Everyone who has a job ends up giving up several things. Time, all of their effort, come on now, their freedom and their inspiration. We give up so much in that trade. This is what you are giving. So in other words, you're not really creating a lifestyle. You're creating all of your life to make an income for survival. And the interesting thing is there is a maximum to this. I've never ever done a specifically good job at work or a job and immediately be given a big boost in their stream, right? We generally have a fixed cap that someone's willing to pay us and in control of someone else. Some people say, well, I'm self-employed, but the truth is you're doing the same thing, now just for more than one employer. And statistics have demonstrated that, in fact, most businesses max out at serving 5 customers. That's where they start dropping the ball. Anything beyond 5, they start dropping the ball. Now, I want to specify there's a difference between a self-employed person and a true business owner. And we'll talk about this in a minute. Now, let's carry on here. Wealthy people put in small effort and get big returns, while poor people put in big efforts and they get small returns. That's the way math works, folks. Poor people are always putting in these big efforts, getting nothing for it. So, I want to share something. Who's this? Anybody know? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett. Listen very carefully. I'm rich. Okay? He was one of my success interviews. He said something very interesting. He said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Now, some people don't believe that. Maybe you're not at that age where you've left the workforce yet. But I want you to, next time you get a minute, I know they don't have Walmart here, but there must be an equivalent. Astro? Asda? Okay, I'll take your word for it. But we see in North America all the time that it's now seniors who are the readers of the door. It's seniors who are working at McDonald's. It's seniors who are doing all this because they really honestly have fallen into this, and it's going to get worse. As technology, and have you guys already got the self-checkout here that they all do and all that kind of stuff? That's going to eliminate even more. So you're going to see even more and more seniors who do not know how to create a passive income filling those jobs. Soon it's going to really be a workforce of seniors, and everybody else doesn't figure it out is going to be at home making the money. This is a dangerous time to live. And you need a solution. When?
No.
In a hurry. I want to continue on this dialogue with this. I think it's important to know. The answer to solve this is passive income or leveraged income models. Now, I want to share that sometimes people think passive income and they've given it a bad rap, right? They think that passive income means you're sitting on a beach, you hit a button, and money flows in. That's not the truth. What passive income really is putting in effort up front to actively create an effective system that will continually pay you again and again and again. It's really more properly called leveraged income. And I always hated this. It shouldn't be passive income. It should be income. It needs to be created before your life can become passive. It needs to be reversed. So it's income passive. You create the income and then you can relax. Okay? So what I want to talk about is how do we build these systems that will pay us forever. Now, I've got some answers for you, but before we do, wealth and freedom are created through leveraged systems, so they allow you to make money while you're doing other things. We don't want to be involved in the trade. We want our money to come. In fact, I had a really cool experience recently. Tell me if you'd like to have this happen to you, but how many went Christmas shopping? Well, okay, so I went Christmas shopping, and I spent a bunch of money for my grandkids and my wife and all the other kids and everything else. And then I went to, sat down, and I was having Starbucks, and I'm checking my bank balance, and there was no money missing. In fact, it was more than when I started. And I found that I had passive income that had arrived while I was Christmas shopping and covered it. How many would like an experience like that? Okay, and by the way, it wasn't a little bit of money that I spent. I won't tell you how much. Crazy. So,
Working with us has been life-changing. From not understanding how really money works to actually getting a better idea of how you can make a passive income, which is life-changing, and not have to trade time for money all the time. It's a really smart, strategic way of learning to do business. I get to spend quality time with my family, and a lovely little check. From while I was sleeping, I was still making money. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful to Douglas, and I'm looking forward to what the future holds. And if you're not part of it, you need to be part of it. If you want your life to change, you've got to join Doug, and he's #1 at creating passive income. Thank you.
Cool. And there she is sitting right there. So here's the deal. The system with passive income operates different than that screen. You'll notice the arrows are now facing towards you as the individual, and there's multiple screens. Here's the one thing I gotta tell you. Some of you guys are gonna think this is funny. Okay? Bradley's been talking me up as a multimillionaire, and literally I'm at 8 figures in passive income. But I still have a passive income stream that pays me $60 per month. Now people will say, why would you mess around or even bother with $60 per month on one of your income streams? The truth of the matter is, it's free money. You need to remember that. It's not going to be one income stream that creates your financial future. It's going to be multiple. One is like a tightrope. But if you've got multiples, that's the financial stability now, right? Now, let me also ask you this. If you're walking around, say, Leicester Square, and you see 60 pounds sitting on the ground, who's here to pick it up? Okay, what if you saw that every single month? Would you pick it up? Every time you go there? Yeah, what I'm saying is, it's free money. We need to start thinking like that. That's how wealthy people think. If there's an opportunity for us to create something that's going to pay us forever, that's one step closer to our financial freedom again and again and again and again. It's one thing that you don't have to exchange your time for. How many could spend 60 pounds every month just, I don't know, going out for lunch? So how do you like to have that covered for free? This is the way we need to start looking at things, right? Now, I want to share with you something kind of interesting, and this is where I'm going to get into a bit of teaching. This is really where all your income is going to come from. There's only 5 places where income is ever generated. The B stands for business. R stands for real estate. I stands for investing. The other IP stands for, you guessed it, intellectual property or ideas. Or N stands for network. Now, I'm not going to get time to go through all these and show you how they work, but you can do them online and offline. One of the ways I make a lot of money, I don't mind telling you right now, is business. I buy and sell businesses. Just like people flip real estate, I flip businesses. I find a business that is maybe underdeveloped. Maybe it's a couple that's about to retire. They don't have any internet structure on it or social media, or they don't know what they're doing. I'll come in and I'll buy it. It's cash flowing, I'll buy it. I'll work with that person, bring it to the next level, and then we'll flip it. We make a lot of money. Now, I want to invite Michael to come up and see with me. I'm going to talk about real estate tonight. Michael, come on up here. Okay? Michael! Okay, so as Michael's coming up here, how many have ever gone onto Facebook and they've seen, come on, right over here. Michael's 13, by the way. Isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? He's going to help you with something. Here's something
Is that your son?
like I said, how many have been on Facebook and you've seen people who have this stack of money piled up and say, this is what I help my students do, and they've got like 10 grand cash all laid out, and they say, be my, how many have seen that before? I know that. Well, boy, good. What? Okay? You know what? I'm here to tell you that rich people don't operate like that. If you've got somebody that's looking to teach you and they're showing you stacks and stacks of cash like that, it's not real. I've never had anybody come up to my house and say, I want to do a deal, and I've got this. Right? That's a drug deal. We get that, right? That's not what it looks like. Can I ask you to put your hands out for a minute? Put your hands out for a minute. Hey, I want you to Now, there's a few people that have seen me do this before. These are actually what we call real estate income trust certificates. He's holding $14 million. I brought that in my bag. Don't worry if anybody steals it. I'll have to reprint the certificate. You can't redeem them. But you're holding $14 million right now. That's what it looks like, folks. Okay? That's what that kind of money looks like. Okay? Yeah, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Now, for helping us, let's give him a treasure map. Okay, so I'll give that back to you. And by the way, if you'd like to see what these look like, you're welcome to come back to me after and see them. But just showing you, these are basically share certificates. This is what real money looks like, folks. Wealthy people don't keep this kind of cash lying in a bank account. You know, savings accounts don't do that. They don't make you a lot of money. We put them in investments that are going to cash flow and pay. And some of these certificates that you'll kind of see exactly how they look. They're pretty plain Jane. I mean, sometimes when you get one of these and you're just giving somebody $1 million, you kind of feel a bit cheap. Well, thank you, right? Okay. But in all seriousness, one thing that I love, the difference between online kind of passive income and offline passive income is we've got equity, right? I can use these to create other passive income streams. I can leverage these kinds of things, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about this later. But one of the other things I brought to show, which is kind of interesting too, and not a lot of people pay me by checks, but I stole this from our office, and my assistant needs these back on Monday. Don't steal these, because I can't play these easy, but these are checks that I collect from people paying rent on properties that I own. You'll just see some of them in there. I mean, some of them are not bad. I think the biggest one in here, shout out what that one is. We'll just shout it out so people know. Just shout it out, shout it out. Okay, Philip, shout it out. 206,000 bucks. So who'd like a check like that every month? Okay? That's the kind of stuff I can show people how to do. Now there's some small ones, let's be honest. Here's one, what's this one here? 941, right? Now, is it okay if I jump to the investment and just show you one of the cool things that I do that makes a lot of money? I'm always a firm believer if we follow good examples, right? We look at people who are making money, we do what they do. Well, one of the big examples I like to follow is the banks. How do banks make money? Okay, they reinvest it. That's almost there. Okay, they lend it. They lend it. That's what banks do. They lend it for your mortgage, they lend it for car payments, they lend it for credit cards, they lend it for student loans, that's where they make their money. So I do a lot of private money lending too, and I can teach you guys how to do this. It's not very difficult to do at all. In fact, there's even websites now that do crowd lending. So here's the deal. I'll just do one quick one so you can see. One of the commonly things that I do is I lend out about $5 grand. Let's say we'll do the numbers with 5. Very easy to figure out. Now I want to start by saying I don't lend it to anybody. So you see the payday loans type people, they'll look at the guy who works at Tesco, they'll lend it to the kid who's working at the convenience store. I don't touch those people. High risk, right?
She's
I look
also a
at
key
professionals.
speaker here.
You've ever
She's presented already, but we'll talk later. She's got a book later. Bye-bye.
Or a chiropractor, dentist, doctor, or lawyer. Any of these more professional types. So let's say that I'm going to lend him $5 grand. Lend him $5 grand. And the first step of this is I want to make sure the security. So I have a couple ways I do this, but I make sure they have 5 times the security before I lend them. What's 5 times 5,000 is my math expert? 25 grand. So we have to have $25,000 in liquefiable assets or some form that I can redeem to secure this loan. In other words, I'm not going to have this go sideways on me, right? So 5 times security. We'll just do that as this. And I'm going to, well, most of these loans are short-term loans. So let's say it's a 3-month loan. Let's say it's 10%. What's 10% of 5,000? 500. So he has to pay back to me 5,500. That's what he's paying to me. Now I divide that in 3 months because it's a 3-month loan. That means month number 1, he's paying me $18.33 and 33 cents. That means I'm already 20% out of the loan. Oh no, sorry, it's close to 40% of the loan. Second month, he's paying me $18.33, 33 cents. Third month, he's paying me $18.33, 33 cents. Okay? 3 months, I've got all my money back that I made $500. Now, if I can do 10% in 3 months, how many times a year can I do this? 3 months, how many times can I do it? 4. That means this is an investment that makes me 40% on my money every year, and it's 100% secure. Who likes the sound of that? Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that neat? Okay, so you just learned from a rich person something you can go and do. Now I'm going to say this is the key. You need the security figured out. You need to have appropriate agreements. Also, I know that with UK legislation, if you're loaning over $25,000, it makes you a professional lender, and you need to buy a license. But it's worth it. Or if you don't want to do that, all that work, come talk to me later and I'll share with you how you can do that. In fact, that state grant raise program, we teach a little bit more about this. Okay? Okay, the next one. IP. Okay? IP is one of the big ways that you'll make money. Like I said, even with our film, The Opus, that came out in 2008, once you saw there, I still get a check every single week from distributors still selling the movie. Right? Who here again is a coach or a speaker? You have training that you can either license to someone else or that you can create and have it online so people can buy it, or in a format where you don't have to be there, like it's your intellectual property. You guys have that kind of stuff? You need to. You're really throwing money away if you don't have that, especially if you've got something highly valuable and that no one else has. So I'm going to encourage you to think about creating that, and then we'll talk some more about that. Network. This is an interesting one. I love to tell this story. Anybody want to know how I made $400,000 in an hour one time with none of my own money? Anybody want to know how I did that? Okay, very simple. You got to remember that money is actually all about people. You got to remember that. Money doesn't print itself. And by the way, here's something too. If you're in a scarcity mode right now, thinking that I'll never be rich, I'll never be wealthy, can I just inform you of something? The mint that's making the bills, they run 24/7. And so you just get to decide how much of that you want to come to you. They're always making it. It's always being created. You just get to decide how much will find its way to you. Now, let me share how I did this. Now, like I said, money always comes from relationships. It takes two people to make a transaction. One has to be a seller, one has to be a buyer, right? There's always a service provided or some kind of asset provided. So, anyway, needless to say, what I did is I started going to events, kind of like what you're at now. I started taking business cards from people. And there was a certain group that I found were very, very wealthy. Here's another nugget. You'll never do $1 million deal with a $10 micro. So if you're going to the crappy networking, time to level up, folks, right? Okay? Never do a $1 million deal with a $10 micro. You gotta level up. So I would go to these expensive events, and I would find all these guys who had money, and I'd take their card, and I'd mark it so that they got money. And I also went to events where there were entrepreneurs who were broke looking for money, and I would take their card. Well, I went to my lawyer and I said, listen, if you could, pay for all these deals, if you would be the one, would you do the agreement for me for free? He said, yeah, as long as it comes from me, I'll invest the time in the agreement. I said, great. So I took an agreement and said, okay, if I could find you a deal that would make me money, would you pay me a 20% finder's fee? Now, I've had people say, that's crazy, that's astronomical money. But still, they didn't know if I would find a deal. They got nothing to lose to sign. It's completely respect on their part. But if I found a good deal that made the money make sense, sure, I'll give you 20%. Easy. They signed it, piece of cake. Take that agreement away. All of a sudden, it comes all the entrepreneurs. Any entrepreneurs here? If I could find you $1 million right now, would you give me 20% of it? Of course you would. So they signed this, 20%. And all I simply did is say, you guys, meet you guys. Now get this. It was Christmas Eve, December the 24th, a couple of years ago. I was sitting in a Pizza Hut with my family. We were between shopping, the snow was falling. Welcome to Canada. It's minus 24 today where I live. And we were sitting having pizza. And all of a sudden, my telephone rings, and it's my lawyer. And he says, you gotta come down to the office right away. I'm like, you're kidding. It's Christmas. I'm not going anywhere. He's like, oh, you gotta come down. I got a big surprise for you. I said, no, I ain't going anywhere. He says, well, then I'm coming to you. And I said, okay, fine, come on by. He comes by. I said, go grab a slice of wine. He sits down and he passes across this envelope on the table. And I said to him, what's this about? It was like a Christmas card. I open it. I flip it open. It's $400,000 check. And he says, while you were sleeping, I had some of your guys connected to a deal and they closed just before. So anyways, I said, finish your pizza quick. Our family's out of here. Let's go. We're going shopping some more. Right? Okay? So here's the deal. Resources, meaning money, always follows resourcefulness. If you're broke, it's because you haven't really figured out enough solutions. Right? So you need to start thinking about that. Now, let me keep moving on. That way. This is a good question for you. How many times do you get paid for each hour that you work? Right? You need to start looking at that, because this is another question that's going to make you rich. If you're only paid once for every hour you work, it's going to be very hard to escape that rat race. Let's carry on. Number 2, I said, why average people never become wealthy or free? And I said, partly true, but not fully true. And that's the fake it till you make it is a lie. Notice tonight's two components that are a real thing. Right? Here's the deal. Fake it till you make it is a lie. Especially when it comes to wealth. Because eventually you will get found out. What is it that Warren Buffett said? He said, when the tide goes out, we get to see who's going to make it.
Absolutely.
Right? Because when the economy crashes and those that don't have the funds, it really becomes apparent very quick. So I'm here to tell you maybe a new way to look at fake it till you make it. Instead of just faking it, get off your ass and get busy. And hustle till you make it. Right? Can I also tell you that while I was making my first million, while everyone else was out playing and partying and going on dates and buying expensive things they couldn't afford, and you know how it is in college, they hit all the students with credit cards and give them whatever they want, because they want to catch you at the beginning. Well, what I decided, and one of my students, Vicky, we talked a lot about this, because this is the most powerful concept of wealth building. You have to contract before you can expand. You need to find a way to bring the budget back before you can go out. You need to eliminate things before you go out. There's a really great book in Japan called Millionaire Next Door by Dr. Thomas Stanley, where he talks about that you actually wouldn't recognize most millionaires or billionaires when they come into room. Right? Can I tell you one little secret on how to recognize the wrong men? Women is impossible, because women know how to put themselves together. Men not always, but they said in this book, look at the watch, look at the shoes. Those are the two things that wealthy people generally do not skip on. Okay? So don't fake it till you make it. Hustle is an appropriate plan. Now let me give you a few things about this lie that everybody says. Wow, I don't even know where this is.
Look at the watch and what?
Okay, come on.
The belt.
There we go. Okay. So the small print basically said most popular lies and excuses that people have, and yeah, this ain't working, guys. This ain't working. Okay. One of the big things. Man, this sucks. Yeah, give it to you. One of the biggest problems with most people when they ever become wealthy is they feel like they know it already. You feel like you have all the answers. Can I tell you something really simple here to keep it easy? Your bank statement is a report card of how well you understand money. If it sucks, if you've got an F, it's because you're fooling yourself. I had a mentor once when I was, again, a 19-year-old. I hadn't yet made my full million. He was worth about $200 million. I sat him, I brought him a business plan. I wanted him to invest. And he looked at the business plan and he stopped me and said, oh, I would change this. The reason I started to defend it, right? Ego, right? I said, no, this is why I did this. He kind of shrugged his shoulders, okay. Kept going through the business plan, going to the next part, and goes, oh, that will kill you. No. Oh, you don't understand the market. And I kind of defended it again. Well, okay, he looked at that, looked over the page, what do you think happened? The same thing again. I said, no, I need that. Then he stopped me and he simply said, you can be rich or you can be right. You can't be both. And then he pointed out that idea that ego is the biggest killer of wealth. So we think we know the answer. The truth is, I can tell you right now, wealth is a team sport. You can't figure it out by yourself. You've already been doing that. And unless you play different the last 2 years, it's going to look like the next 2 years. And so on, and so on, and so on. If you want to become wealthy, you need, what do they say, your net worth equals your net worth. Can I tell you, not for the reasons you think, that first part of the net becomes like a safety net for you. And you can solve a bigger and better problem. How am I doing for time, guys? Really? Okay. I'm going to skip that story. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, so again, many people talk about wealth. They say, I'm going to do it later. I promise you, that is a kind way of saying I'll do it never. You know, we all have good intentions. Next, we always say that it's too complicated. I'm going to have to pay more taxes. It's going to be more challenging. Can I tell you this? You make more money, you hire smarter people. Right? So don't worry about that. In fact, I love to pay taxes because I pay so little. Right? You can figure out the same thing. Right? By the way, 1 year my highest tax bill was $798,000 as a tax bill. Who'd like to have that? Okay, that's okay. Have an executive check. Make that the weekend, right? Okay. Some people also think that they are not worthy when it comes to money. It's a lie they tell themselves. They think everyone else is destined to be rich, but why not me? I will tell this story. I told it to my high school reunion in a Ferrari, and as I got out, one of my old schoolmates said to me, it must be nice to be rich. Not everybody can be rich. You know what I said back? Not everybody has it before. Right? And it's true. Now, I might have sounded cheeky, but we talked about it after. The truth is matter is your poverty is a choice you've made. It is, and it doesn't have to be that way. So let's carry on. The three most expensive things in the world are excuse, procrastination, and ego. We'll get into that a little bit later. Excuse, of course, never give you a reward or return. Procrastination, we all wish that if we had bought Apple stock way back when Steve Jobs started the company, right? So we procrastinate the things we know we should do. They never pay us in the end, and obviously we know we talk about that. I'm going to skip that to the next one. If you want to create wealth, you must think like a wealthy person. I'll skip this one.
I went to one of Doug's events less than a month ago, and I've already got a check. It's an awesome way to make some passive income. Thanks, Doug.
1 month, right?
So I met Douglas Mary at an event not even a month ago, and I already have a check.
So I just got to the event, signed up, and then how long ago was it? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? And I've already got 2 checks, so I'm very happy.
2 checks.
And it will be passive income.
Nice. Okay, so let's keep going. Your future isn't waiting for you. You create it. That's the deal. You get to decide. So here's my son. He's he had his 21st birthday yesterday. He's doing $6,000 a month in passive income. One of my favorite students, but not my favorite student. My favorite student is actually my grandkids. They are 4 and 5 years old. They have $1,000 a month in passive income. Let me ask you this. If you could go back to being 4 and 5 and already had $1,000 a month in passive income, would your life be different? There is a Chinese saying that says there's 2 times to plant a tree. The 2 best times. One of them is today. The other is 20 years ago. Right? We don't have the 20-year-ago option, so you need to decide it's time to get started today. You're never closer to your freedom than today. Right? So what do they say also? The word now is the most fragile word in the dictionary, because as soon as we say it, it's even gone. If you do nothing with now, you get nothing. Turn on doing nothing is nothing. So you are closer than you think. I'm going to whip through this. If someone else has done it, you can do it too. There are 3 ways to learn wisdom. I'm going to buzz through this quick. Confucius, the Chinese philosopher, said the 3 ways to learn wisdom is number 1, by reflection. In other words, we think about it. Maybe you've had a good idea in the shower, right? But here's the deal, is if you never build a business over $400,000, I guarantee you will never be able to build a business to $1 million. There's certain skills that are required. So reflection is not an option for you. It will get you started, but it will not get you the check. The second way that Confucius says you learn wisdom is through experience or hard work. Now, how many read the book by Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers? Okay, how many hours does Malcolm say it takes after study? How many hours does it take to become an expert? 10,000 hours. So you don't have the time to make all the mistakes. You guys want to be a millionaire in the next 6 months like what I did, or do you want to wait 10, 20 years to get it figured out? Right? Now, and isn't it interesting? I sometimes go on holidays on the beach and I'm astounded to see, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but how many senior citizens I've met who finally started taking their big vacation because they spent all their effort and time throughout their life working to get to a place where they can come to the beach. And the saddest part of this is they struggle to get downstairs, they struggle to go out paddleboarding, they struggle with all these things because their body they traded in order to get sacrifice all of your vitality to be able to come and, you want to do it now. You want to do it immediately. And the way you do that, by the way, is through imitation. You find someone who's done it, and you imitate them. I'm volunteering for you to imitate me. I have done it. I'm now at 8 figures in passive income. I can easily help you get to 6 or 7 without barely even trying. I can show you how it works. I can show you how it's done. I can open that door for you. Listen to this one coffee meeting with this girl, Megan.
So we were just sitting here and discussing different ways of passive income. And Doug created inspiration on like the most simple ways that I could start monetizing on things that I was already doing in my business. By creating a simple group that's adding a lot of value for people and being able to take in that monthly subscription. Thank you. Oh yeah, and I think just like off the hop, it created like $6,000 today.
I'm going to some
Today.
I like it.
Now, one of the things I love about what Megan said is stuff she was already doing. Is there anybody here that, again, that owns business, maybe coaching, speaking, or maybe doing real estate or whatever? You're already doing stuff that's so easy to monetize. It's like incredible. It's so easy. You just need to know what to do, right? I'm going to help you unfold that. Let's just share a few thoughts and we'll get started. On March 16th, I'm coming back to London. Isn't that around St. Patrick's Day weekend? Okay, so I'm bringing my wife with me. We're going to show her this crazy parade that you guys do, right?
March 16th.
And I think that chance to meet my wife. I think
I will
my
be around.
wife too. So we're going to come, we're going to have fun, but we're also going to teach for the day. I'm going to teach the Escape the Rat Race program. I've got a video here with all kinds of testimonials. I'm not going to share it. Trust me, the proof is in the pudding. You guys, when you have a check in your hand, you're going to love me. You don't need a million people telling you beyond what we've already showed you that it's
He's
great.
good.
In fact, some of my students are here.
Very
You've
good.
been in my events, you've been in my events, our center's in my events, Bradley's in my events. You guys come. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to show you guys, here's my version of a pitch.
If you're an entrepreneur,
Okay, my version of a pitch. Escape the Rat Race. It is technically a 997 program for the day. This is an incredible program. You're going to spend a day with me. I'm going to be talking to you about your businesses, how to build passive income. This is going to rock your world. But I want you to bring a guest. So you bring a guest with you. The two of you get to come. You are going to experience an incredible opportunity. You're going to learn how wealth is built, and you're going to wind up with a check. Just that simple. I'd also like to give you a 6-video session where I'm going to go through. Remember, we had the star up there that had business, real estate, investment, intellectual property, and networking. Now, here's the deal. Sometimes I bring on some of my top achiever friends. Like I said, I'm still really good buddies with a lot. I've had people like Ryan from my booth come on and talk a little bit about business. Think you'd have something to say? Yeah, so one of these sessions might be really valuable for you if you're running a business. Very cool. I'm going to give that to you. I'm also going to give you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I can go there and you see the spikes already. Your first income stream, I'm going to give you an income stream that will start generating money for you. I'm going to give, I'm on those trade run movies. I had an extra one up here. Come on. I did them all the way. There are a few Let me back up. I'm going to give you an income stream. You're going to start making money immediately. I'm going to give that to you. It's built. It's pre-built. You don't have to do anything. Some of my students have used this to make $2,000 or $3,000 inside of a week or so. And I'm also going to give you access to our private Facebook group. As you can see, it's only a $12,000 value. I thought, what the hey, everybody else is trying to get $2,000 out of me. I don't need money. I just am thinking to have my airfare covered, the accommodations, and maybe a conference room. So I'm willing to give this to you guys for £97. That's it. And I'm going to give, start heading back there. By the way, just hold one of those movies, Roxanne. Hold up one of those movies. You saw that treasure hunt that I brought? I've got a limited number of these movies with me. I'm going to also throw that in until those movies are gone. So if you're one of these people who want to join us, raise your hand if you want to be one of the ones at this event. Okay? Please stand up, start heading to the back of the room, see them, £97, and you will get the movie too as long as I have them. And then we will see you March 16th. Here's the deal. Why do I price it so low? It's because I actually want to prove to you that we can do this, and I want to continue a relationship with you. I'm not one of these speakers that gets a whole pile of money from you up front and says you're on your own. I want to get to know you. I want to build your financial future, and we will do this long term. So if you like me, if you resonate with me, we're looking for a relationship 5 years plus. Okay? So $97. Come and see us. £97 for
No, I'll take his business card. Take his business card. We can invite him in the podcast.
There's no reason why you wouldn't do
Invite him.
this. Serious about your financial future. I'm telling you, even creating one passive income stream will cover this for life. Right? Even one income stream.
That's the day Phyllis is coming from America.
For life for you. Okay? So head back. I see the movies are going pretty quick. I'm excited to be with you. I better grab my stuff before people. If you have any questions, come up and see me. I'll head over to the table, and I'm going to get out of the way because my friend Tony's coming up next. You guys are going to have a great experience. Okay, so this is a great question. Yeah, I've had this before. In Montreal, I've had someone who also of the same faith, except in their faith and their belief system, they don't believe in charging interest to people for loans or accepting interest. No problem. I've got lots of other ways where we provide a value exchange. Here's the deal. They'll teach you about assets that create passive income and also services that create passive income. And that doesn't always mean that you're charging or involved in interest. Not just one way that I do, but one way out of probably about 50 different ways I make money. So there's a lot of ways. What I want to help you guys do, though, is from where you're at, the things that you're already doing, let's get you started where you are. Stuff that you're already confident with, stuff that you're brilliant with. Let's start you where you are. And by the way, in another question that I often have people ask, and I wasn't really going to share this, but they've often asked, well, what if I run into some trouble? Well, one of the things you're going to find is you're going to get a lot of one-on-one time with me that day. So I'm going to help you build it. And I'm also going to spend a little bit of extra time making sure you guys are successful. It's really important to me. Like I said, I don't need the money. I do this because I love it. And I want to see you guys succeed. I believe that a job just so broken is the worst place to be forever and ever. Don't be a rat. Come on out. Join us. And you're going to find that this will change your life. I mean, 97 pounds, guys. What's the risk? There's no risk, right? There's zero risk. You guys will make your money back and have a good time doing it, right?
Douglas is going to be here.
And I'm going to turn this mic off so that Tony can...
Douglas is going to be here back in London on the 16th of March 2019. And if you sign up today, if you've been watching, you will get it for £97 and you've seen the prices that he charges. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching and listening what he's all about. I liked his speech and what he does, and great to see all of you. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. And so if you're not around on March the 16th, I'll ask him when he's back here now again. Okay, he's coming in Cardiff as well. We could check him in Cardiff. Maybe, I don't know. Is he coming to Cardiff?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me. Take my number.
So he does go...
Let me put my number. Then tell me.
Do you want the form? Can I bring it?
Please, yeah. I'm gonna say have a good evening, everyone, and a happy February, everyone. Quite a beautiful day here. First of February, so I thought I should bring you live. People have been asking me where I am. Last week I was, the week before last week, not last week, but and last week I was fighting a flu, so cold, so I'm back. So yes, thank you so much. But just to say to all of you, how many of you have watched, was it, who won? Was it cricket? Who won?
West Indies won.
West Indies won. What was the score for cricket?
By a whole innings.
Sorry?
By one whole innings. By one whole innings. 10 wickets.
10 wickets, okay. And rugby, who won?
England beat the favourites, Ireland.
England beat the favourite Ireland. If you're like me and you like both teams, I don't know what you will say. But England, well done to England. So anyway, I'm quite happy here today and enjoying myself, as you can see. As usual, it's always good to come in and talk to people who can leverage your business and transfer that as well to, yes, here. Sure. Get on. Elevate, lead, maximize being life potential. Next speaker is Tony J. Selimi, the see-through coach. So the next speaker is Tony J. Selimi. The next person is Tony J. Selimi, and that is Bradley. For those that don't know Bradley, this is Bradley.
I'm looking.
Well done.
Yes, please.
That was really good. I loved it.
Thank you.
Very lovely. That is Douglas, and I really enjoyed his lovely speech. I will sign up.
Thank you.
Which other day are you coming?
I haven't found the date yet, but what we'll do is we'll
Take. Have you got a business card?
16th, we'll.
Please.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I have your business card?
I would fill this out, but just indicate in the notes that you need a
Okay.
date.
Okay. Thank
you. Yes. Yes.
I've had people watching you all the way from America.
Wonderful.
Kenya.
Nice.
And you've got people watching you here in London as well, and so many people commenting, and they loved you. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you.
Is that the same? Sorry, is that the same? And who is here today? For those who've been asking me, Majid, you can see Majid here today. Everybody she's always campaigning about issues of, is it Majid Karuka? What's your name? Majid. Majid, yeah. Julliet Makhapila. We finally. Do you talk about survivors? Sorry? Do you talk about survivors?
I'm a practitioner in alternative medicine.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. There is Majid. She probably hasn't recognized me yet, but Majid Kawa, I follow you. Thank you. Well done. Congratulations, young one. Yes, sir. Oh, fine, thank you.
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live, yeah? Do you want to say something? Do you want to say anything?
Oh no, it's great to meet you.
Okay.
To be in this business event today.
Okay.
It's so wonderful to come across so many different people. And it's amazing to network with very powerful people with different kinds of.
And what's your name?
My name is Thomas Hasbury.
And what brought you here today? What brought you here today?
Basically to experience different business people and network with different business people with different ideas.
And what do you do yourself?
Me myself, my professional qualification is as an electrical engineer.
Okay.
I look at various different businesses.
Okay.
One is within the stem cells industry. Stem cells very good for human health. Another one is within the cell phone industry.
Okay.
Mobile cell phones and various different other industries as well.
Lovely meeting you, Thomas. Have you got a business card?
I have.
Thank you. I will have a look. And I'm Julliet Makhapila.
Okay.
Thank you.
To meet you.
You've just met Thomas, and I'll catch up with him later. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So we'll exchange later.
And look who we've got here. We've got our Professor Chris is here. A very good friend of mine here. I love this. This is lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name?
Adam.
Adam. Lovely. Is that your son? Your son? Your son. Lovely. The 13 years old is Teresa's son. Yes. Your son. That is Bradley. Bradley is the founder of this program and has different people working. And Bradley is the founder of Yes You Can, Inspired to Achieve. And he is, today is something that he was really looking forward to, which is business and entrepreneur coaching, training and motivational events. Something that he enjoys doing. That was Bradley. So for those who haven't met Bradley Chapman, he loves growing businesses. So yes, and when I first spoke to him, he told me about this program, and I did say to him, I will stay here, and thank God I made it. So it's lovely to see so many inspiring people. This is a good one here. I love different things and I love to enjoy myself. So I'm gonna leave you all and I'm gonna say have a wonderful evening. So I'll be able to also do some of the buying. I hope you've enjoyed being with me this afternoon, but let me save the battery so at least you can watch the next speaker, Tony J. Salimi, for those who want to come back later. Thank you. Elevate, maximize being life potential is the next session. Tony is about to come in. See you later, everyone. I'll come back later. Bye-bye. Hope you've enjoyed the session so far. Bye-bye.